about 12 minutes. Nice crust. One goes to the cheese. Proper mustard. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's recipe. This week I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite things I love to enjoy every time I'm in New Mexico, and that's the green chili cheeseburger. In New Mexico, there's a fast food chain line called Burger, and they specialize in this, and so this is my version. Now let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to roast some hatch chilies. So it's hatch chili season. I got these from Whole Foods, but if you can't find them, poblano peppers will also work. They just vary on being spicy. These can be quite spicy, and I like that. You could also do green bell peppers if you don't want anything to be very spicy, but the classic is the hatch New Mexican chilies. And we're gonna roast them. I'm gonna roast them in my air fryer, but it's gonna take about like 10 to 15 minutes. And we're gonna roast them at 375 to 400 degrees. I do 375 at the air fryer because it is so strong, but if you're doing it at home, do on your oven, do 400. You could also put it on your stove and blister them with the open flame as well. But I'm being lazy and I'm putting them in the air fryer. So we're gonna roast them, and then we're going to put them into a bowl, and then we're gonna peel the skin off, and I'll show you guys how to clean them. And if you don't wanna do all of this, you could also buy canned hatch chilies, and those will work too. I just think that they taste so much better, so I think they are worth the little extra work. These will go into the oven at 375 to 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. Halfway through, we're gonna flip them over. Now the other things that we're gonna need are, we're gonna need some buns. I just got these brioche buns because they're the nicest buns at Whole Foods, but if you have Martin's potato rolls, I think that they make a better burger. For this burger at least. I got some American cheese. You could also use pepper jack if you want, you know, extra pepper flavor. We want yellow mustard. This is key. This is the tanginess of the yellow mustard really balances everything. Pickles. I got these pickles. I'm just gonna cut them and we're gonna put them into the burger. And some ground meat. So ground beef. And I try to get something like the 80-20. So you want something a little bit fattier. If you do go to a butcher and you get different cuts, I always love like brisket, short ribs, those darker cuts of beef that take a while to braise. Always make the best burger meat because they have more flavor. So we're gonna make smash burgers. So I'm going to also get some onions. So I'm gonna slice some onions. So because we're gonna make smash burgers, we're gonna need burger meat, or I have a pound of beef here. Because I think like a quarter pound is enough per person for a burger. And I have an onion. So I have a small sweet Vidalia onion. I just like Vidalia onions. And I'm going to slice it very thin. Just gonna cut that down the middle. Peel off the outer layer. And I'm gonna slice it like the half moons. So I'm gonna slice it this way. I'm just gonna slice some onions, nice and thin, and we're gonna lay these on top. And that's my pepper exploding in the little air fryer. Okay. It's making me cry. And now for the meat. So you want to portion it out. So this is going to serve 4. And we're going to make them into like meatballs. And so normally you want about 4 ounces per person. And if you want to do a double patty, then you want to split that into 2. I'm just going to split that in half and half again. But I'm not doing double patty. Double patty means double work. So I'm just gonna do about a quarter pound ground beef. So you're gonna roll them into meatballs. I like to kind of smack them into my hand because when we smash them, you don't want them to have too much air in between the meat because then it'll just separate and kind of spread out. So you kind of want them to be a little more dense. And because we're smashing them, we don't have to turn them into patties. We're gonna use a pot and we're gonna smash them, but we'll need a piece of parchment paper. And then we're gonna throw onions on top. And we're gonna season it really nicely with salt and pepper. So this is like a nice, easy meal. So this is after about 12 minutes. I flipped them over so they're all pretty roasted. Oops, hot. Now I'm gonna throw it into a bowl, and now I need them to steam so that I can peel the skin off. What I like to do is I like to throw in a little pinch of salt, cover it up, shake it up a little bit so that salt disperses. And we're gonna leave this for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna peel it afterwards. I like to peel it with gloves because sometimes they are a little spicy. To make my meal complete, I am gonna air fry some fries. And today I'm doing crinkle cut sweet potato fries. Let's see how long they have to do. 12 to 24 minutes. That's a really wide range. So whenever you're air frying, make sure you just keep one layer. So I'm gonna pop these in the air fryer, and then we're gonna make our burgers. Okay, so after about 5 minutes, I like to wear gloves because they can be kind of spicy, but we're gonna clean them. So to clean the chilies, be careful. You could wait a little longer too if it's too hot to handle, but you're gonna peel off the outer skin just like this. And because we roasted them, they should blister and the skin just wants to come off just like that. Look how easy that is. Then we're gonna take off the top and we're gonna open it up, and we're gonna take the seeds out. Open it up and then use the back of your knife and just kind of take it and just hold the pepper and kind of scrape it out like that. If it's too hot, this is probably your best bet. Especially if they're spicy, like you really don't want the seeds. Okay. That looks so pretty. Very satisfying. Okay, so now we have our roasted peppers. In New Mexico, they put this on everything. On pizza, on burgers, on chicken. They make stews out of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut them into strips like this. And then I'm gonna dice it up. And if you have extra, you know, you can save it and put it in your salsa, put it in your salads. I love roasted peppers in salad. Now that we have our green chilies, we are ready to make our burgers. Just gonna put them into a bowl here, clean this up, and then we're gonna cook everything on the griddle. If you don't have a griddle, like any kind of like a cast iron pan will be great, but I'm trying to make 4 burgers at a time right now, so a griddle is my best friend. So we're waiting for our griddle to get hot. I'm putting it at max heat just because I want it to be as hot as possible so I get the best sear. So we have our meat and our onions. We're gonna need some salt and pepper. A parchment piece of paper so that we could lay them on top of the beef, and then a pot, like a small pot like this, so then we could smash the burger. Then while it's hot, we're gonna add some cheese. I just got American cheese, but you could use whatever sliced cheese you like for your burgers. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toast my buns. So I'm gonna use just a little bit of butter. I have a little spatula so that I can pick my burgers up. And when I say a little butter, I meant a lot. Don't be skimpy with the butter when toasting bread. It's what makes your bread actually brown. And I'm doing 4 at a time. This is what we're gonna do. It's really important to get that grease, that butter, on the bun so it gets nice and golden. Nobody wants a non-golden bun. And with the griddles, I always find the side closest to the plug is always the hotter side, so just be mindful of that. So like these are pretty nice and toasted. Just gonna put them over here like that. Okay, they're pretty much done. And now it's showtime. So I have my burgers here. I'm just gonna lay them down. Take my parchment paper and smash them. Look at that. They're gonna shrink, so like smash them a little bit bigger than you think. Look at that. Now you're gonna like kind of aggressively season this side with salt. I have diamond kosher, so like don't go as aggressive if you're using regular salt. Pepper. And then we're gonna throw in our onions right on top. Some people will also put the onions on top of the meatball and smash it. I like a lot of onions, so I do this instead. And then we can smash it in again. But right now on that bottom crust that doesn't have any salt or anything, it is going to form a nice crust. Any extra onions, I'm just gonna put over here. I'm gonna put a little butter over there. Let that caramelize. But again, I'm just gonna put my parchment paper over it. Kind of flatten the onions onto the burger. A little butter over here. See how it's kind of juicy right now on the edges? I'm gonna let that kind of basically cook so that it almost dries out, because right now that just means that the other side could be steaming, so you want to cook it so that it gets a nice caramelization. We're going to flip it over, we're going to add the cheese to that side, and then we're going to assemble our burgers. So I'm going to flip this one over. Look at that, nice crust is what you want. And now this, at this time, it's just going to cook so that the onions will cook down. Throw our cheese on top. The good thing if you do it on a pan or a grill is that you could close it and then it will help melt the cheese. Another move is to put the green chilies underneath the cheese so that the cheese basically covers it so that it doesn't slide everywhere. Look at all that burnt stuff on that looks good. That looks much better. Yes, exactly what I want. You can put the green chilies right on top like this. As much or as little as you want. I like a good bit. Then on goes to the cheese. And once your cheese is nice and melted and the onions seem pretty cooked, we are ready to go. So for these, I'm going to slide it and put it right on my bun, like that. Now a trick that we do in the restaurants is if you want your cheese to quickly melt, you could put liquid around it, like water, and then you cover it with a bowl. But since it already has some liquid around it, I'm just gonna cover it with a bowl, and that's gonna create steam, and that's gonna melt that cheese. Okay, cheese is nice and melted. Put that right on top. And now we finish our burgers. So I have my fries in the oven. I'm just going to add some green chilies to the burgers that I didn't add green chili to. Just like this. See how it's gonna slide around? This is why I didn't think about it, but the move is to put the green chilies actually underneath the cheese. To this, we're gonna add some pickles. I like to make sure I have a little pickle in every bite. And then yellow mustard. I don't know why, but the yellow mustard is key. It just makes it. I like a good bit of mustard. Smear that around so you get in every bite. Like, to me, this is a proper mustard bun. Then we top it. And that's all there is to the green chili cheeseburger. Whew. This looks so good. I'm so excited. Now we're gonna try it out. And there we have it, guys, a green chili cheeseburger. I'm so excited. I'm gonna bite into it and I'm gonna get real close. You get your onions, your beef, your chilies, your cheese, your mustard, everything. It's my favorite. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I'm gonna stuff my face now, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.